Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Bradley here, and it's time for the BuffRadio.com Entertainment Wrap-Up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company.
JB's Entertainment Wrap-Up.
Brought to you by BuffBoyBrewing.com. For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you'll surely feel naughty when you swallow their coffee. Shop Buff Boy Brewing's premium collections of coffee and tea at BuffBoyBrewing.com. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough buff. Here's what's making news this June 25th. It's widely known that Donald Trump is no fan of ABC's daytime talk show, The View. He's publicly called it out for being unfair to him and taken many shots at the hosts. While it seemed like all talk, has he now officially commanded the FCC to take action? ABC says so, and the Disney Network has been running ads both during The View and on its local stations, warning of FCC scrutiny. It started, I don't even know, it was last year maybe? It was a while back when FCC Chairman Brandon Carr had The View on his radar, saying that he doesn't believe The View is a bona fide news program worthy of an exemption to the equal time rules for politicians, meaning that if a political candidate from one party appears on the show, any other from whichever party has to have an equal amount of time, so there's no, favoritism or seeming of endorsement. It's a little more technical than that, but that's sort of the meat and potatoes of it. When The View was granted an exception a couple of decades ago, the show had a much different tone and was less political and certainly less vocal about politics as a whole. Since then, the FCC has been looking at the local station licenses, having them renew several years early. Now, ABC is running ads during The View and the local stations. Quote, "The View has welcomed your favorite guests for nearly 30 years. Now the FCC wants to control who is allowed to appear on the show. Tell the FCC to let the viewers decide," end quote. So, all right, here's the thing. I'm going to do a quick fact check on this one from the media world. I've been in the media for over 20 years now. So the FCC has a say over what airs on public broadcast airwaves. The View has streaming editions of the show, meaning that doesn't air on ABC. Thus, The View can have whichever guests and whatever content it wants, quote unquote, on the show. So to make it sound like the FCC is saying no to guests overall or controlling who, that's factually false. So that's a scare tactic from ABC. Now, I just want to have to clear that up, okay? So if they want to have all Democrats all the time on their streaming show, fine. The FCC has no control over that. It's still The View. It's just not airing on the broadcast stations. You get what I'm saying? All right, so let's move on. So the FCC reacted to the campaign with a spokesperson saying, quote, "Disney wants the FCC to classify The View as a bona fide news program, and it has chosen to run a campaign of misinformation to make its case, misleading viewers about the law. That is a choice," end quote. So, has the campaign been successful? It's being reported the FCC received over 16,000 comments from the public after ABC's appeal. According to reports, those registered their support for ABC Disney are the ACLU, the Center for Democracy and Technology, the Future of Free Speech, the National Coalition Against Censorship. There were 5 women's groups, 3 LGBT groups, and 18 public interest and media organizations. Tiger Woods might be out of rehab, but he's not, out of the woods yet. Earlier this year, we talked about how his medical records were at issue in his DUI case. You'll recall he flipped another vehicle earlier this year and appeared to be impaired, according to police reports and body cam footage that was later released. His lawyers have all along attempted to keep Woods' medical records under wraps, but the prosecutors want them and say they play a pivotal role in the case. And honestly, he just went to rehab in another country, so of course they want to know what he was, popping and putting into his body, which makes it totally relevant to the case, they argue. Not so, say his lawyers. Florida state attorney filed a notice of intent to subpoena subpoena the medical records from a local hospital, seeking, quote, "any and all reports documenting statements of the patient regarding alcohol or chemical substances use, any and all drug screen results." That's Check Your Celeb headlines for this Thursday, June 25th. I'm back tomorrow right here on the BuffRadio.com Entertainment Wrap-Up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company. Till next time, I'm Jeremy Bradley.
For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you're sure to feel